What's going on, everybody? Dan with Right Now Powder Coating here, and we are back to do our final weekend review of this new Electron gun that was sent over to us. It's Saturday in my shop, and we're just going to do a wrap up, go over a couple of things I noticed on it, what I like, what I don't like, that sort of thing. Going to have a nice rain while we do it, so not a sponsor. Could be someday. Let's get into it. All right, so as you saw, the gun did very well. We've done two-stage sprays. We've done different colors, red, white. We've done recoats where we messed up a part and had to respray it. And we've also done two-stage where we had to clear coat a part. So this gun has performed just like I would expect a professional gun to perform. On every single one of those, we had no issues whatsoever, which is awesome. I think this gun is probably going to be a game changer for the professional coaters in America. Not only is it at a great price point, which I'll get into all that a little bit later, but it does what you need it to do. It's very comparable performance-wise to GEMA. So we're going to flip the camera around. We're going to look at the unit itself, and I'm going to discuss kind of what I saw, what could be better, but you know, overall thoughts and that sort of stuff. So we've got them both lined up here right now. I'm going to start at the gun. This isn't a bash Electron, bash GEMA gun. I am strictly, because they both work well. Obviously, you guys know I own a couple of these GEMA guns. That's how much I like them. And I have sold them. And when I sold them and told people they're the best gun on the market, I was adamant about that. So when I talked to the guys over at Electron, I was very hesitant to do this because I want to be honest about everything, which you're going to see I'm very honest about everything. So we're going to kind of go over some of the things that I've noticed and the differences, what's good, what's bad, that sort of thing. So the first thing, when you pick up the gun, it's a little bit lighter, believe it or not. It almost looks like it's bigger, but I think it's like 5 grams lighter. The ergonomics of the way it holds is a little bit different, and the button's a lot bigger. So I know a lot of people I talked to when I sold these guns, they wish that was bigger so they could get that third finger on there, or comfortably two. But when you're moving the gun around and you're doing different angles, that, believe it or not, is handy to have a longer trigger where you can get your hand moved in different positions and have it work out. So that's the first thing I noticed when spraying with it, was just the ergonomics compared to GEMA. As you can see, you can't really get 2 fingers on there. So comfortably, definitely not 3. So not a big deal overall, but when you're spraying for a long time, it's kind of nice to have. This does have a little bit more weight to it. It's not a big enough difference that I think it's a deal breaker either way. But that longer button is kind of nice. So the other thing, the gun performance-wise, as far as KVs and everything goes, I did not see any difference spraying this gun versus spraying this gun. This gun, obviously, it's got the settings on it where you can go to, man, it's been so long since I've done it. Here's how you gotta get into a program. That's how long it's been since I've done it. It's got the power. So this gun has the power boost mode, which gives you 110. I don't know if I've ever sprayed and seen it over 100. But on the other side, it's got the precision control, which can get you down under 10. This gun, I don't think is any different. So you can get down there. It just doesn't have the 110. Both of those things are good. I don't think they're that much difference. I do like the rotary knob better than just pushing the button. And then I haven't figured everything out, but we'll get into other videos how to set recipes and stuff. But I've kind of started, and see, I don't understand that. We got to up that. So that's your air at your tip and whatnot. So 14 hours on this gun, like I said earlier. The biggest thing I noticed air-wise is this is your fluidizing air that goes down to the pickup tube. It kind of boils a lot more. So this is where you adjust it, and I've got it cranked down in the red just because it was kind of volcanoing out of there anywhere in the green, which is where they recommend. But even down in the red, it was fine. On the heavier texture powders, we did crank it up a little bit. And the other thing we noticed with this one versus this one is it comes out a lot more. So we've actually zip tied this around the pickup tube to kind of make it a little bit cleaner so it's not coming out. Again, it works perfectly. When spraying, I think because there's so much air volume there, this gun very rarely will spit. It basically goes right into what I want it to do right away, whereas this one, we never pointed it apart, the Gimo. We hold it down, get it flowing, get this constant flow, and then we bring it up. This one in 14 hours, I think it's maybe spit once. And they were explaining they have a valve. There's something in the technology where it keeps it constant so you get better flow. I got to look into that more. I haven't had a lot of time to look at like specifications that closely on it, so bear with me there. When it comes down to the wear items, you've got your injector in here, which is kind of the old Gima style. The only thing I don't like about this, you have to unscrew this to get in there, which is not a big deal. And if you guys aren't used to these big systems, it's really not going to be a big deal to use. So that pulls off, and then your injector comes out. So it's not hard. It doesn't take that long, but compared to pushing this button and sliding it out like that, it's a big difference. Now, granted, these are going to cost a heck of a lot more than these. Also, your electrodes at the end of the gun are way more expensive. So not only does this thing come in cheaper at half the cost, all of your consumables that you have to constantly replace just from wear and tear, both guns, are going to be a lot cheaper on this gun. Now, they do sell a Corona ring with the screw that goes in the back. I think I lost mine or I didn't see it because it's a longer screw that goes in there and I couldn't find it. But to tell you the truth, with it on the gun like this, it worked. It was pulling the ions out of the air. It worked great. They're not near, I think it's a quarter of the cost of the Gima one. So that's your Corona ring. The tip here, and I'm really trying not to make this a super long video, but you've got your nozzle, which they have different nozzles, and then you've got your electrode, which comes out. So the one thing I've noticed, we cleaned this thing twice, and the O-ring ripped. That goes right here. I don't think you really need it because we've just been putting it in, but you can tell there's a gap there, and it's tight enough we've never had powder come out the back of that sleeve. So I think if they would just design it to slide all the way against her, I don't think there'd be a problem, but I think they're just trying to make sure all this is sealed up. So, but again, these electrodes are a heck of a lot cheaper on this unit than that one, and this thing performs just as good. You can remove this piece here to clean off that tip, which is a good idea, just like you can on the Gima. And then there is a plastic tube in there, which I'm going to put my finger in and pull it out. And this they don't have on the Gima gun. So this slides in here, and it's actually protecting the inside of the gun from wearing out. Powder is kind of aggressive. It'll actually sand and kind of wear away parts, so it would actually start wearing down the gun body over time. This is what's going to take the wear, and it's replaceable. So that's kind of slick. I like that. And then it just twists in a spot, and then you just click it in. So pretty simple. So yeah, that's kind of the review of that. Like I said, other than that one O-ring ripping and it taking 20 seconds longer to clean the pump, that's really the only difference I've noticed. I've had no other issues. You can actually get this purge valve too, which gives you the purge function. So you hit that, hold it, and then pull the trigger, and it'll clean out the whole system. This gun has it kind of built in with the P down there, and it'll actually just pump out the system. We don't use that a lot because I like to take the whole thing apart and clean it between colors. So that's never really been an issue for me. So let's get down to the cost. I have already talked to a lot of people and explained that they are selling here in America for $3,500. I believe we can ship up to Canada for the same cost. I will need to clarify that with you. But if you guys are interested in buying one of these, you can contact me directly. I'm going to put my email on the screen right here, and send me your phone number, your mailing address, and then I'll have your email. Or you can contact them directly if you'd rather. Those of you who contact me and let me know you're buying, I will be happy to help you with any of your troubleshooting or anything like that if you buy in America. We are working a deal out together with Electron to try and be a distributor here in America. I think these guns are going to do really well here, and I'm standing behind them. We're actually going to be using this gun full time in our booth and in our new conveyor system that we're putting together. So we're going to put this gun in there full time. I think it works just as good as a Gema. It's half the cost. Spare parts are cheap. In fact, if you mention my channel when you go to buy one of these, they're going to throw in some extra spare parts for you at no cost. I think he said like 6 months worth. I don't know what that means. I can maybe get some details of what's included, but I think it's a pretty good deal. So we like it. We're going to keep using it. If you want to use it and you're in America and need some support on it, help putting it together, anything like that, you can email me personally. I will help support it for you guys. And hopefully if we work out a deal with them, we can start holding parts here so that if you guys need anything, you can contact me directly and we'll take care of you. They also sell automatic systems, moving guns, complete lines. They sell boosts, they sell washers. Excited to see how our relationship will grow with Electron. We just kind of agreed to do these videos. We haven't signed any paperwork with them or anything, so who knows what will happen. They are going to FabTech this year in Atlanta, Georgia in November, and I have registered for it, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm going or not. I may try to get out there for a day, or if I can talk them into spiffing me a little bit, maybe I'll go out and help them sell some guns at their booth. I think that would be pretty awesome. Maybe some of you guys will be out there and we can meet you. So if you have any questions, email me. Again, here's my email address. I would not be hesitant to buy one of these, though. That's kind of my final thing on that. If you don't want to buy one, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I get it. There's a lot of Nordson fans, a lot of Gema fans, a lot of Parker Ionics fans. So do what's best for you, but do not hesitate if you think this might be the right gun for you. It is probably one of the most perfect entry-level guns I have ever tested. But either way, I'm going to use a gun, even if we can't, and I may buy more. And they work well, and that's what matters at the end of the day. So we will catch you guys on the next video. We've got a grounding video coming up that I think will help a lot of you guys out. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you haven't.